January 30th through February 5th. I'm Christine. It's been a while. I have taken the majority of January off, actually, except one day. So welcome back. I will be adding timestamps, FYI, because I want to give a brief update. I had taken some time off. I completely burnt out last year for a variety of reasons, which I will get into in a separate video, but I simply wanted to say thank you all for your patience, for reaching out, for your beautiful messages, for your love, your support, and simply being with me on this journey. I hope you all have had a wonderful entry into 2023. I feel like this month has already gone. Okay, you all, the timer got stuck at 0.55. Just to let you know, so I have well, I don't, but there's a winter storm happening. I've gotten alerts that electricity and power may go out. So my tech has been acting up. I was planning to get on here. Okay, I can already tell. You all, patience is going to be needed here. The internet keeps going out. I have no idea why. I have my internet on my phone. Everything should be good to go. I haven't had any power outages. FYI, so if the screen freezes, I will freeze my mouth and wait because I can see the time, and when it doesn't move, then I'll realize, things have paused. I have no idea. We're just going to go with it. So anyways, I took a lot more time than anticipated off. And I needed it. I needed to recoup my energy. I needed R&R. I simply needed to take time out and reevaluate what rest was and is and what it means for me. And so again, thank you guys for your patience. I think January will be my time off every year because I'm feeling it. And again, total separate video. So I simply wanted to update you guys. I'm back. I'm so excited. Now or never. I picked the day that we have a winter storm up here in North Texas, and it's like a 3-day thing, and hopefully the internet will still be here with you guys. Shirley, hey, Rainbow Swag Queen, good to see you guys. Thank you so much. You guys update me. How are you doing? We're gonna dive in, so I will definitely read your comments because I don't want this to drag on. Let's dive into the weekly astrology, and there's actually quite a bit. So we're in Aquarius season. Happy birthday, my Aquariuses, or Aquarians, however you go, or name yourself. This is such, I can feel the energy. I don't know if you guys have felt that shift when we transitioned about 10 days ago from Capricorn into Aquarius season. It just felt fresh, it felt new. It literally felt like we took out a piece of like peppermint, mint, spearmint, bubblegum, or wintergreen. It just felt fresh, renewed, changes coming. And Aquarius season is really, about innovation, new opportunities, doing things a different way, embracing originality, embracing who you truly are. It's that authenticity. Hey, Jasmine. And it's really being you and sticking true to you. So some of you may have felt an inch, may have felt like a push, an inkling to be like, I need to do something different. I'm feeling restricted by certain areas of my life or belief systems or people or whatever it is that you're doing. And so there's a need to expand. Our energies want to expand outwards, to try new things, to do things differently. And that may mean reassessing. So again, like every season, there's some element of reassessing in different parts of our lives. And because we have all the planets have gone direct now, give or take, with the shadow periods, which kind of clear out around mid-March, but all planets are direct, including Uranus, which is one of the rulers of Aquarius, including Saturn. And so we have this need to break free of anything that has held us back, anything that has, kept us down. And so this energy, it's really about, freedom, updates, new opportunities, releasing anything that's no longer serving us and moving forward. I really am enjoying this. It's also very intellectual. You may be feeling a little bit emotionally detached from certain relationships and wanting to kind of plug in to learning things that are going to uplift, help your life, and more importantly, expand that. There's like a long-term visionary expansion. So we got Mercury in Capricorn until the 11th of February. And in this sign, Capricorn is very direct, very practical, very logical, a little bit detached as well. It's like we need to get the words out and communicate without adding any fluff. And so you may be seeing that with some folks and just feeling that energy. It's like, okay, what do you need? Just tell me and I'll help you or do this or do that. It's not like, let's drag this out with analogies or with metaphors and buff this up. It's really about getting shit done. we have Venus in Pisces until February 20th, and here Pisces is exalted in this sign. It's dreamy, it's lovey, it feels good, it feels comfortable. Again, there could be no boundaries, so be really careful, especially when it comes to your money, when it comes to love, new love, and even relationships where you may be struggling with boundaries and trying to assert yourself, because sometimes we will see, again, it's like wearing rose-colored glasses. We will see things almost in a cartoon type love way where we think things are going perfect and we're like, wait, someone smacked me. I need to see things for how they really are. And so again, we're going to feel the feels. There's going to be a lot of beautiful energy here, but sometimes it could also mean escapism, avoiding things. And that can go many ways, whatever you use to avoid things. And so this is something just to pay particular attention to, because Venus rules over, our worth, our finances, love, and relationships, of course. What else? Oh, actually, I forgot to mention, because I have a bunch on my notes which are not in any order, which, again, our intuition will also be particularly sharper when it comes to matters of Venus, so money and romance. So really tap into that and really tap into how you feel. And look at how things really are at that moment, because again, Venus, it's almost like when you get really comfortable, and to me, just think of whatever makes you comfortable, what gives you the feels. For me, it's like wearing my most comfortable pajamas, having my favorite foods around me, putting good music on, good lighting, and just diving in. And sometimes you get lost, so it's that type of energy. So again, tap into your intuition, but also anchor that down with some of your head, your logic. We've got Ceres, which is like a dwarf planet, retrograde on February the 3rd. And so Ceres is the celestial body that rules our nourishment, how we nourish ourselves, how we receive support or want to receive support, and also how we reciprocate that back to others. So we may be starting to get more in touch about, do we feel supported in different areas of our lives? It doesn't just have to relate to relationships. Are we receiving nourishment? Am I nourishing myself in the way that I want to feel or be? So themes like that maybe or will start to come up around this week. And just a quick reminder, because these are things I've touched on in previous 2022 videos, Mars is now direct in the sign of Gemini until March 25th. So now we have forward moving action. Just be careful and really keep a focus on what it is that you most want to prioritize this year, because again, Mars and Gemini could have a tendency to be a little bit scattered. So if you have a lot of interests or are starting to rack up a lot of interest this year and you're like, I want to learn how to cook, how to vlog, how to learn this language or whatever, prioritize it and schedule it so that you're able to get things done and not to try to do everything at once, and then the progress that you see is not what you wanted. We have Jupiter in Aries until May 2023. So Jupiter in Aries, this is someone, I should say the energy is also very fast moving. And again, this is all going to affect everyone differently depending on where it hits in your natal chart. But this is the energy of going forward, getting things done. So that momentum you feel, again, with now the planets direct adds to that. And it's a really good energy to get things done, especially since we have planets direct until about April. Saturn is in Aquarius until March 7th again, and then it'll ingress into Pisces. And then we have Uranus in Taurus, and this is a longer standing transit until 2025. And so again, this is really, Taurus is ruled by Venus, and particularly since Taurus rules the second house, it focuses on our worth, on our finances, on our foundation, our physical security, how we bring in money. So with Uranus in this sign, which is not very comfortable because Taurus wants stability and long-term knowing, like this is how things are going to work out. Uranus is like, no, we're going to get rid of that today. Taurus is like, no, tomorrow. Taurus wants time. So again, this is really about rethinking and redoing things in a different way. Perhaps things come up suddenly where you're like, oh my gosh, I got laid off, or I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to quit my job, or I'm changing the direction, maybe in schooling or areas in that nature. So this is a great way to almost like up level and innovate in those areas of life. Okay, a few aspects. Where are we at? Crap. I really wanted to bring in a little bit more deeper astrology because it really helps. We have Venus sextiling the North Node on February the 2nd. So this really focuses and enhances community relationships, which I feel goes in tandem with the Aquarius energy we're in, because again, Aquarius is focused a lot on communities and large groups and expansion in that way. And so this will give us an opportunity to ask ourselves, do I feel at home in these groups? Is this still my group or where I belong? Or do maybe I need to expand or change or innovate in a different way? It doesn't mean you're gonna throw friends or communities out, but maybe you need to tweak them. Maybe attending an early morning meditation group instead of your regular evening is going to shuffle things up a bit and bring in new energy, new folks to meet, and it's going to just change up that energy for you. So this is a good time to really think about the community aspect in your life and what that means to you. That could also mean community in terms of you assisting and providing support, like volunteering. We also have the Sun square Uranus on Friday, 3/3, March 3rd. It's interesting because that's the 1-year anniversary of when I established my own business formally. So expect the unexpected, right? When there's a square, there's some type of tension there, potentially conflict. So sometimes things may come up suddenly that we didn't expect. There could be some type of disruption in our routine. And again, the sun is in Aquarius right now, which is also ruled. One of its rulers is Uranus. So just be open to change. Everything is always happening for us, not to us, even if at the moment we're like, damn it. This is a good time to embrace the unknown and get a little bit more comfortable with that aspect. Finally, we have Venus square Mars on the 4th of February this week. So there could be, again, the first thing I got intuitively, and also because of the planets, Venus and Mars both rule love, romance, and passion in different respects for masculine and feminine energy. So there could be a lot of sexual tension, passion, some, I wanted to say iffiness, but like conflicts or maybe some disagreements that come up, especially with determining what this relationship is. Is it romantic? Is it something that's going to turn into something more? It could also give us that energy we need in our creative endeavor, because both of these planets tap into our sacral chakra of creativity, of creation and passion, and give us that fuel to inspire not just ourselves, but people in our lives, what we do, and what it is that we want to pour into. So I think that is it for the astrology. This is a little bit longer. We're going to dive into the weekly energy reading. You guys, I will read your comments because I see a lot of bubbles popping up. And we're going to see what's in store for us. I am going to use tarot, and then we're going to pull 3 oracles. If you're here, if you're enjoying this, I am so happy. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. That is the best way you can support me and this channel. I absolutely am so excited to be back. I just felt a nudge today, of course, when there's a storm. Okay, so we are going to see what messages the universe, spirit has for us. I always recommend too, and I haven't said this enough, I don't even know if I broached this, but whenever you're in a live, whether it's an energy reading like this one or even a tarot reading or any other, always ask your guides to communicate, to bring forth any messages you need to hear, because it's amazing how precise some of them can be for you and how they can assist you. I always say that in the reverse, because I always ask that any messages are connected to those that are in these live streams that I watch. Okay. We got a few cards. We got 3 of Wands. This is the energy I felt in during most of Capricorn season, waiting and seeing. This was like my energy that I felt, but it's almost like waiting and seeing, not really sure what direction to go into. It's almost like during retrograde, so pre-direct or stationary energy. And so some of you may kind of just be waiting to see, you're waiting on results, waiting for things to come in, or even waiting for that inspirational hit. We got 5 of Wands, Page of Wands. This is the energy that I've been feeling now, a lot of forward movement. Wheel of Fortune, we got the fixed signs, Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius. Okay, we got the Fool card in reverse. This almost makes me a little bit think of the 3 of Wands here. 6 of Discs in reverse. And 4 of Swords in reverse. So again, I get a little bit of fear here. Because sometimes if you guys have felt it, let me know. If you felt like a forward moving shift, it's not just this week. I feel like it's been happening since we ingressed into Aquarius. I felt it almost immediately. The energy pretty much changed quickly. I know in Capricorn, I felt like I was in quicksand and I was like sinking. And where it hit my natal chart, it just brought up a lot. I'm like, I need to take time off. I need to just really work through this. It was like a purge. I had no other way to explain it. And so I feel like a lot of things are coming up because with the Five of Wands and the Page of Wands, so we got a lot of fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag, and even the Wheel. There are changes coming. And immediately I get like some type of fear, internal fear, maybe like an internal resisting, fighting it. Because some of you may actually have physical conflict around you in your environment. I feel like a lot of this is internal. It's like up here. It's like fighting the change, fighting the new, fighting what you know you have to do. And it could simply be, when I say fighting, I feel like it has to do with fears. Because when we know it's time to do something different, it's time to approach something different, to change something in our lives, something new, because there's a sense of, if you want to do something different and receive different results, well, you got to change what it is that you're doing, right? But there's like an internal struggle that I've been feeling. I'm just been feeling like, it's like you know what you have to do. You guys, I'm in the same boat here, so don't think like I'm sitting on like a high horse. No, I've been doing that too. I'm like, oh shit, I need to do this. It's like you feel, it's like you know I need to do this. But then when you get ready to tackle it, I feel like there just may be a lot of fears coming up. And that may be one of the biggest lessons you're learning. Perhaps this week, it's awakening you and reawakening you to what it is that needs to be let go, especially when it comes to those internal belief systems, any self-limiting beliefs, any blocks. This is time to let it go, to extinguish it, to alchemize it, and to move forward, because there are blessings on the other side of this. There are amazing things that are coming, but the universe cannot just bring this in if you're not going to take action. And so I feel like this week, there may be some things that you may be trying to work through. And you know the answer, that's the thing. You already know what it is you need to do. It's simply getting over that hump. It's interesting because before coming on, I saw from one of the creators that I follow, she posted a short about procrastination. I'm like, this is for me. And she's like, just do the 5-minute thing. I'll post her channel down. Again, like I don't get anything back. This is just someone I watch out of enjoyment. And I'm like, wow, this is helpful, because sometimes we think so much of like the big grand scheme of it, right? And we're like, oh shit, I'll just give cleaning, for example. We're like, I have to clean the house, or I have to do laundry. And she gave an example, because I think she was doing laundry. She's like, just give yourself 5 minutes and just do that. Start with 5 minutes. So you see her in the short doing laundry. And then you can ask yourself after that 5 minutes, do I want to continue? And I did that recently with a part of my business that I didn't want to tackle. And I'm like, wow, this wasn't so bad. And so it allows us to do what we want in that short amount of time, and then we can reassess and continue. So that's something that I'm inviting you all to share. I'll link the video down afterwards, because it helps move that energy forward. And a lot of times we realize our fears, they don't come to fruition. They're all up here. Not saying that they're not, what's the word? That it's not valid, accurate, it's not okay to have fears, but they're just telling you something. A lot of times our fears are bigger than what is actually really happening. I also get too, for some, you can resist and ignore and pretend that you don't need to take any action or change anything or simply reassess. But just a caution, because sometimes when we're getting signs or when we know, okay, it's time to take a move on in this certain area of our life, and we don't do it, the universe can come in and there will be changes out of our control, right? That will be pushed to do it, right? It's kind of like when you get those lights in your car, if you own a vehicle, or even on your phone, you're getting alerts like time to back up your photos. I know the phone doesn't tell you that, but it gives you alerts like your storage is filling up, or the same thing with your computer. On the car, you keep getting like different lights. If you ignore them, it'll catch up to you. It's happened to me where I couldn't use my phone and I was in the middle of taping, filming, and I'm like, shit, and I had to spend several hours, you know, taking care of that shit. It's happened because I haven't listened before. So it's that same effect. So be cautious, because everything that you are feeling and that you are experiencing when it comes to taking charge of a situation, because this to me is really saying like anything that you are struggling with internally, it's time to take action on. I'm reading this intuitively too. And that'll actually help dissolve any of those fears, any of those conflicts that could happen. Because a lot of the times when we don't do something and we delay it, that just creates even more anxiety, and it creates more of a heavy energy in us, and we're basically carrying that around. Okay, so we got the Fool card, 6 of Discs, 4 of Swords in reverse. So again, to me, like I said earlier, I simply get resistance in wanting to initiate, wanting to start something new. For some of you, this could be, it doesn't have to be big. It could be simply as, you know, I heard like choosing a textbook. I don't know why, but it could be choosing a course. It could be making a decision as, okay, do I go with this provider or this provider? I keep hearing like insurance texts, or even, am I doing grocery shopping today or tomorrow? It's going to be very different. For some, it could be, I need to get a new job. I need to leave where I'm at, or it could pertain to something different, relationships. But there's something here where I feel like, again, there's resistance here, and you know you have to do something different, or do something, it's something new to change where you're at so that you can get to where you want to be. Some of this may concern imbalances in relationships. I also feel it could be with finances. I'm getting a lot of Venus energy here. There could be something that's just not working in your life right now, and you're feeling it's like, ooh, excuse me, it's like imbalance, like you're on one of those seesaws, right? Some call them teeter-totters. It's like you're going up and down, and you're like, I need to stabilize what's happening around me. Again, this to me speaks of complacency when it's in the upright reverse, excuse me, when it's in reverse position. And so there's fears here. Fears, resistance, internal struggle. It could be with this, I'm getting like tongue-tied, decisions to make. Some of you may have decisions that you need to actually just make one and then see where it takes you, and then keep taking those baby steps. So this week, I feel like it'll be about getting acquainted with some of that fear by simply starting small. Again, with the Page of Wands, we have it here. The page is it's a small overture. It's a small step. It's not like, no, you don't have to have the whole plan figure it out. I feel like when I'm talking, I'm missing words at the end. I'm making plural words singular and vice versa. So take the first step, right? I know for me, this is super vulnerable for me. I am expanding my business, and part of that for me is I want to go back and get a part-time job while I build out my business for security. And I was looking at my chart, and I'm like, physical security is important to me, and building a business is not going to happen in a week. And I realized I burnt out because of that. I was saying too much, trying to do too much, extending hours. I'm like, I can't. I did not want to open up my CV and update it. It's been like a year and a half. I kid you not, I procrastinated. I did it last week as part of my Page of Wands movement, and I've been inching, and I slowly added stuff in. I updated it. Next, I'm changing like the design, and I'm doing baby steps because I got so overwhelmed. So in that vein, take the time to assess what you need to do and just take a little bite. And I try to make it as comfortable as I could. I'm like, you know what? If I gotta do this, I'm gonna light a candle, put on some good music, set the scene, get into comfortable clothes, and I didn't. It wasn't bad. And I'm like, why did I wait so long to do this? And it's other things too. With documents, I tend to put off, typing up certain documents that I need to. And then I'm like, why did I do this? I could have just done this in 5 minutes and just called it a day and finished. So take that little Page of Wands step. That's it, a nudge. Set a timer for 5 minutes. You'll realize that you'll start getting the momentum going. Whether it's cleaning out something, making a decision, opening that catalog and maybe choosing a course, or maybe you're like, you need a job too, and you're like, I don't want to, you know, change my job. One little nudge, because I feel like that is going to bring that momentum forward. And I'm just getting a lot, intuitively, I've been getting a lot of opportunities this month for Aquarius season. And then we will have Pisces. What else do we need to know for this week? Okay. Yeah, I keep getting shark bites, so I'm thinking, well, I don't know if sharks usually take chunks out from what I've seen in National Geographic, but take little bites out of things. Take little bites and you'll get there. Look what we got. So I'm pulling an oracle. Overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything. Is this just not, what's the word? Right on target? I feel like this is exactly what's happening this week, but it's not, again, for some it could be literal conflicts within groups or friends or relationships where you actually have to dissolve that. Hopefully it's not any physical conflicts or perhaps drama, but I feel a lot of it's internal. And so again, that could be the biggest thing where we have to really denote that. I know we just had a lot of heavy Pluto, Sun conjunct Pluto, what was it, last week? I'll just say Capricorn was just full of a lot of purging, a lot of letting go. And so again, we may have remnants that we're working through. And this is, I'll just say it's totally normal as earthlings. We have to work through things, especially, you know, since we're here in Earth School. This is what we're here to do, is to learn. This helps our souls grow. You guys, it's simply getting more comfortable. This season, this energy, especially Aquarius, it's like doing unconventional things, putting ourselves out there, feeling the fear and doing it anyways. That's the whole goal. So this week, take something small, take a little shark bite out, a mini shark bite out of something that you are fearful about. Maybe it's public speaking. And maybe you can set a goal. I'm going to talk to one stranger and just say hi. Maybe that's the person behind the counter at your grocery store. Or maybe that's an event you go to and you're like, I'm going to talk to a new person. Whatever it is, set a little goal. Because that's going to, it's like, you know that there's a movie with Indiana Jones where there's a ball. I forgot what it's called. Maybe it was Temple of Doom? I don't think it was. I forgot. But there was one scene where he's running from a boulder and it just, you see it, it looks like it's getting bigger. It's in that same vein. As you take that step forward, the universe will be there to support you, because it's like the universe is watching, right? Think of your guides and they're like, okay, we see they're taking a step forward. They just left their apartment and they're going to the grocery store and they're going to work on this particular fear. Again, public speaking, I'm pulling it out of air and just saying that. And so you're going to start getting support in different ways. You'll be amazed, but you got to take some action. Mini action this week. Okay. Interesting. I've been seeing these little birds. I don't know what they're called. And we got a heart here. You see the little birds? Some of you are seeing birds, and there's a heart on the sword here. I'm going to put it up close, if you could see it. To me, this is about being courageous like lion. So Leo energy, using that fear and turn it into excitement. Who was I listening to? There was a short recently. And this is something I didn't make up. Like, I'm not the inventor or originator of this, but I remember someone, I forgot who. If you know, let me know. But whenever you're feeling fearful, whenever you feel like fear, turn it into excitement, because it gives you that same type of feeling in your body. And so when you get scared, and I did that last time when I had to open my CV and I'm like, oh shit, because my CV is long and I had a shitload of crap that I had to update and I was just procrastinating forever on that. And I was like, why am I feeling nervous? And so I opened the damn document and I'm like, you know what? I'm excited. And I kept saying that to myself and it really changed things. And I realized it wasn't as bad as I thought. So that's another way to reframe it. I keep getting that with the heart, because you can pour love and reframe it in a way of showing love to yourself. So get excited about something, because the energy is almost similar. You know, when you're about to do something that you've always wanted to do, but you may still feel nervous. I get that way whenever I have to speak in front of large crowds. I feel like I'm about to pass out. And I'm just like, oh my God, and my breathing gets shallow, and I'm like, I need to sit. But then I'm like, okay, I'm prepared, you know, I start boosting myself. So that could be something this week for some of you. Flip that around. Anything that comes up to negate what it is that you want to do, because that's going to give you that momentum forward, that energy forward, and that support, right? I've been getting a lot of like support, love, nurture energy around us. Okay, what else is happening? I'm pulling from the Archangel Oracle deck. We have Archangel Charity. Give with an open heart, be generous, I shit you not. Look at this. It's a bowl. It looks like a bowl. I was gonna say a cornucopia. Hold on, there it is. My light is like giving weird bounce off. Look at this. Give with an open heart and be generous. So, if you are experiencing any internal struggles right now, there are two things that I'm getting. First, it speaks of self, how you can give yourself. It's interesting, especially since we have that dwarf planet series going retrograde, which speaks of support, nourishment, and nurturing, right? Nurturance to self and to others. So how can you help support yourself during this time as you are working through this? How can you give yourself that boost? For like, again, going back to when I had to open up my CV, resume, but I use CV most for what I do. I just got my shit, you know, I like things looking nice. I'm not talking about lux, but I'm like, okay, it has to be neat, has to smell good. So I lit up, you know, my tree candle that smells like pine. I put on some music, usually binaural beats or jazz, and I'm like, okay, you know, the environment is good. I put up my little twinkle lights, I put my lamp, I got my tea ready. Ask yourself how you can nurture and support yourself through all of this. Whatever it is that you need to take a step on this week, and do it. And then realize that what it is that you're going forward, what it is that you're taking that shark bite, that mini shark bite on to go forward, you're also going to help other people. You can ask something. Sometimes when I get like too much in my head, which kind of happens a lot as an air sign, I ask, how can I be of service to others? Please show me what I can do, how I can get unstuck, how I can find clarity so that I can help others. Because really the guiding light, the guiding star, the point, the main reason essentially why I do what I do is to help people. It has nothing to do with like, I don't have fancy camera, I don't have like fancy stuff set up. It's not for like show and tell or to have the best backdrop. No, I don't even have, you know, a regular desk. I'm doing this at like the bar table of my eating area. And so sometimes when we ask beyond ourselves and ask how you can serve others, it really shifts and you feel a little bit less pressure, you know? So really take this time this week to discern that. This has been coming up for me separately throughout the month of supporting yourself, because it's easy to help others, but that could also be reflecting back to you where it is that you need help as well. This speaks, I mean, we have abundance here. We have a lot of fruits, vegetables. It looks like a loaf of bread and coins. So it speaks to all forms of abundance, right? Prosperity. It just means growth, new opportunities, freshness that's coming in. Okay. I haven't used this deck a lot. This is the Super Attractor deck that has affirmations, but I felt really called to use it with you all. So I'm going to see what comes out. We'll see what affirmations may be of assistance, service, of love for us this week. What will help? Sometimes it changes. Okay. We got it's good to feel good. You know what's really helpful for me that I'll throw out? Whenever I affirm, I try to do something, like a mini action step. for me, one of my affirmations that I repeat incessantly, especially when I walk the dogs, I'll just go on an affirmation rampage. I'm like, I'm safe and I'm supported. That's what I say all the time. I'm safe. Because again, like for me, security, emotional and physical security are important. So I say that a lot, and then I'm like, well, how can I show that to myself? For me, like being in a blanket wrapped up, like makes me feel safe, like embody that. So this week, it's good to feel good. How can you make yourself feel good this week? Maybe it's getting dressed, taking a shower, putting on your favorite cologne or perfume, doing your hair, and then getting, to your workstation or whatever you do, or going to work is going to help you feel good. So again, all of these things shift our energy. It's amazing. Sometimes when I'm just like, I feel suffocated, I'll just go up on my balcony and it's cold as hell right now. And it makes me feel free, because freedom is one of my values. And when we embody it, it automatically shifts our energy completely. Oh, sorry guys, I'm showing it to you backwards and I didn't read it. My greatest spiritual shifts don't come through force. They come through freedom. Holy crap. I didn't know this was it. This is total Aquarius energy. Did I say this? If there's any Aquariuses here, let me know. Happy birthday to you all. This is your month. I really like these. I'll put these up if you want to screenshot them. I hope I got them. They're really, they really help connect, whether it's these or any others. I highly suggest picking an affirmation, especially if it's connected to something you're trying to struggle through. I should reframe that, overcome, work through. Because when we struggle, if we're gonna say I'm struggling through this, we're gonna get more of that, right? So if it's something that you're working through, right? Shark bite, shark bite, pick an affirmation that'll help support it. Look at this, we're getting a lot of positive energy, a lot of sun energy, a lot of rainbows. Shirley, you're an Aquarius, when's your birthday? Are you an Aquarius sun? Oh my goodness. So taking that small bite forward, taking that first step forward to overcome whatever conflict you may be facing. Again, this is you can read it literal, you can read it by the tarot. Intuitively, I just got, as soon as you take that step forward, you're gonna receive a lot of support, but you're also going to feel free. Some of you may feel like a weight, an energetic weight, and perhaps even a physical weight has been lifted off of you, because some of you, it could pertain, maybe it's the cleaning and you want to declutter, or with energies around you, or simply just doing something. Maybe you have to return something. There's gonna be freedom just through that small micro action. I heard this recently. Oh my goodness, you guys, I need to figure out, because again, it's not me, I didn't originate, I didn't make this up. Is it micro action, micro dosing? It's like taking a small step, a micro step. And I talked a lot about micro steps a while ago when I started this channel. But taking a small action that kind of propels us forward this week. So this week is to do that, because right around you're gonna have resources come in, people, opportunities, all different things happen as you start taking that energy, right? Because the universe matches our energy. Wow. I am so excited. I've been feeling similar things too, with blockages coming up, but I think doing this is going to really allow us to keep building on, because come March, we're gonna feel a big shift. And so February, I feel, as we're going into it this week and onwards, it's going to be a great time to kind of tackle anything, any loose ends, because again, the astrological year is ending. It's kind of like in astrology, like the December for most folks that celebrate New Year's with the Gregorian calendar. In astrology, it's usually until we hit Aries season, and then we start a new cycle, and that's why you feel the energies kind of shift. So this is a great time to clean up projects. I'm in the same boat, guys. I still have a shitload that I didn't complete in 2022. Clean up anything, tie up loose ends, start working through any internal processes, any mindset shifts, any beliefs that come up. Just take a small step, just a small step, that's it. And you'll realize that you can conquer this. And through that, you are going to feel good. You're going to feel good. You're gonna make yourself proud. And you're gonna find the freedom. I think this is the biggest blessing from Uranus. Thank you guys for being here. Any of you have any questions? I see all of your comments. I'm going through them quickly. It is so good to see you guys. It's really cold, Shirley. It's, I don't know, 25 degrees Fahrenheit up here. I didn't expect a storm. I thought it was rain, and then we have now 3 days of snow, and they've closed a lot of places here because most folks don't really know how to drive in the snow, and it's ice. That's the problem. We're getting drizzled ice, so it's turning into ice immediately. And we don't have snow plows here. Hey, Rainbow Swag Queen. You talked about recharging. Absolutely. I think it's so important. I'm going to be doing other videos, you guys, other content that's important in a practical way, but also for our spiritual journeys and just every day, because we're living here on earth. It's not like we're always, you know, connected to the metaphysical. It's really important. And something taught me that this year. Sometimes you have to experience it in order to go through it. Kayla, you said Capricorn season was heavy, wasn't it? I'll just say, as a Libra rising and sun, it hit our 4th house of home. And so it brought up a lot of stuff to purge. And so it was heavy as hell. Let me know, did you guys experience that all around, every other sign? Hey, Shirley, you asked if I have time for readings. I won't be doing readings today. This week, I will be, even though it's the last week of January, we got 2 days, I'm putting out January 2023 readings, but again, they're timeless. And I will be on schedule back for readings next week. But thank you so much for asking. Divinely Guided, hey, how are you? 333, you guys are seeing synchronicities too. Shirley, you said I have been trying to eat more nourishments lately and really be cognizant and conscious about my food intake since I gained some weight over the last 6 months. Girl, I feel you. I totally feel you. And the energies have us going up and down with that as well. And so it's really, yeah, it's really about connecting to what it is that you feel is going to help you most, what is going to help you feel your best, help you feel your optimal, and get that source of energy to move forward. 333 is your number, Rainbow Swag King. You guys, signs, synchronicities are here for a reason. They're for you. You're having angry moments. Yeah, you guys, anger. Because we just had Gemini go direct, right? And so, and also Mercury. And there was a lot of anger that coincided with this retrograde. When Mercury was retrograde in Capricorn. And it's a really good opportunity to assess like what it is that it was telling you, because so many people have repressed emotions, have hung on to energies, folks, and things around them where they've outgrown them. That's why when we got ushered into this Aquarius energy, it's like, okay, Aquarius is like, okay, guys, like what's new? What are we doing? What are we changing? Aquarius is like, we got to change things a lot. And sometimes we're like, what? No, we're going to keep doing the same. So the anger allows us to kind of get in touch with that and ask us, wait a minute, where have maybe I, violated my boundaries or allowed them to be violated? Where do I need to enact a boundary? Where am I letting myself be, perhaps treated in a way I don't want to be treated? Or what am I doing that's creating some type of stagnancy? Because I got angry with myself as well. And I'm not quick to anger, but I was like, why am I so angry? And it's because I procrastinated. I'm like, well, no wonder. And so sometimes a lot of this is just useful information for us. So it's amazing you had that clarity. I mean, you had that knowing, Rainbow Swag King, about that. Wave Killer. Since I'm Aquarius, I feel strong pulls against me. Is that positive? Like you're feeling pulled to go forward or back? Hey, Christina, it's good to see you. Okay, you're Aquarius moon, Shirley. Oh, that's okay, Shirley. Just making sure. Hey, Coco, good to see you. You guys are warm. You guys, the weird thing is with the weather in Texas, it's one of the places that has shifted, I don't know, a lot in temperature. It's about 25, maybe lower. I don't know the weather right now. And then later on this week, it'll go up 40 degrees. And I'm like, what in the world? So sometimes I've had weeks where I've had heat and then I've had air conditioning. It's a little bit weird right now. You guys, you're welcome. Hey, Maria, Olivia, it's good to see you. I'm not doing any tarot readings this week, any tarot or personal readings this week. what am I talking about? Personal readings, live readings. I'll do them starting next week. I'm gonna finish up. I may be coming live throughout the week to do each zodiac sign. So I may do, what's tomorrow? Who goes tomorrow? I usually start with earth, air, water, fire. So everyone, each sign will get their own. I feel like there's a need to wrap up because I kept getting wrap up. So I will start next week for you guys. Okay, I'm gonna get going. You guys, it was such a joy, such a joy. I could feel your energy. It was such a joy to reconnect, to see you guys. I hope everything is going well. It is going to get better. One step at a time, one shark bite at a time. I'm with you there in so many ways. You're not alone. Remember to focus. Things are going to improve. One shark bite, truly. Take time to take care of yourself. Always put yourself first. Feel good. Protect your energy. We're gonna do this, guys. Have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. Stay safe. Totally love, support you guys. I will see you soon. Bye.